Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Shahnaz Golshan's immediate and extended family, I welcome you to today's gathering. My name is Iman Zandia, and Shahnaz is my aunt, or Khade. I would kindly request that everyone take a moment to either mute or turn off their phones and handheld devices so that we can ensure that the reverent and reflective spirit of our gathering is preserved. Thank you. Shahnaz's family would like to thank the local spiritual assembly of the Baha'is of Abbotsford and its tireless community members for their support and assistance with today's program and the refreshments that we will be enjoying this afternoon. Needless to say, the circumstances that have brought us together are somber. However, your presence today brings great comfort, strength, and solace to Shahnaz's family, who continue to grieve her passing. I'd also like to acknowledge those who are joining us virtually. The program for today's service will consist of a series of prayers and devotionals from the Baha'i Faith, including the prayer for the departed. It is requested that those who are able to stand do so during this prayer. This will be followed by some reflections shared by Shahnaz's granddaughter, Ayana, a musical tribute, and finally her eulogy, read by her sons, Aryan and Ashkan. I was asked to say a few words about my dear aunt, and will humbly offer some thoughts and lighthearted stories. I apologize in advance. If I need an extra moment to gather my thoughts. Khalid Shahnaz had a magnetic and charismatic personality that touched hearts. Her ability to make new friends and acquaintances was amazing. Her beautiful eyes and glance exuded love. And her laughter, which seemed to come from the depths of her spirit, was infectious. She was tireless. We often called her the Energizer Bunny. I have distinct memories of sleepovers with Ashkan at their family home. I was awestruck at how Khalid Shahnaz would wake up before 6 in the morning to prepare herself and her home to welcome the many children that attended her home daycare. She worked a full day, prepared lunches and dinner for her family, attended evening Baha'i gatherings, and served on various committees. Her characteristic habit and testament to her tireless spirit was that she would always set the breakfast table for her family the night before, prior to going to bed. Her generosity and kindness knew no bounds. She ran a home daycare for nearly 30 years and treated each of the hundreds of children who were entrusted to her care like they were her own. She was quick to volunteer and to offer a helping hand. She was the epitome of selflessness. But she was also feisty. Passionate, absolutely. Courageous, no doubt. Competitive, just a little. She wouldn't back down from a challenge and could easily outdo any practical joke or trick that one might try on her. I'm sure you can imagine that made for some interesting and entertaining family games nights. Her sense of humor was ever present, an extension of her tender and warm demeanor. She was also very protective, especially of her close family and friends, an expression of her motherly spirit. This protective quality also extended to dear Bonnie, her dog. Khala Shahnaz and I had a running debate over the last few years about Bonnie. On one occasion, when I had reached over to embrace Khala, Bonnie, who was in her arms at the time, took exception to my attempted embrace and took a small nibble from my forearm. It was all the ammunition that I needed to make Khala feel bad about Bonnie's behavior, so I milked it for all that it was worth. Every time I saw my Khala after that incident, I exaggerated to the 9th degree that Bonnie's little nibble had left me with nerve damage, chronic pain, and was making it difficult for me to use my right arm. Khala's response was to roll her eyes and to remark, "Bazam shuru kard," which translates into, "Here we go again." During my last visit with her while she was in hospital, I started to complain again about my phantom arm pain. Despite her physical condition, she called on me to approach her and asked me to show my arm to her and the alleged scar that Bonnie had left, knowing full well that there wasn't the faintest sign of anything. She won that one too. A central theme to Khala's life was her love and dedication to the Baha'i faith. Regardless of where she lived, she was always determined to be an active and regular participant of local Baha'i meetings and events, and to find ways to be of service. From teaching children's classes, hosting meetings, helping to organize Baha'i spring and summer schools, or serving on the Feast and Holy Days Committee, she gained great joy and purpose from serving shoulder to shoulder with friends, family, and fellow Baha'is. Many of those with whom she had the privilege of serving are here with us today. In coming to terms with Khala Shahnaz's recent passing, I find comfort in the teachings of the Baha'i faith on life after death. As Baha'is believe that as human beings we have two distinct but closely associated natures, a physical and spiritual nature. Our physical nature has a finite end as our bodies are laid to rest. However, our spiritual nature or soul is eternal. After its separation from the body, at the moment of death, the soul continues to progress until it attains the presence of God. The Baha'i writings indicate that the world beyond is as different from this world as this world is different from that of the child while still in the womb of its mother. Just as the womb provides the environment for the development of our physical nature, this world is the arena within which we are tasked with developing our spiritual nature and characteristics. Characteristics such as humility, selflessness, unconditional love, forbearance, kindness, patience, respect, contentment, service, faith, devotion, and generosity. Qualities that Khala Shahnaz exemplified. But the quality that shone brightest in her life and will always define Khala Shahnaz in my eyes was her unconditional love and devotion to her children and grandchildren. She was happiest when in their presence, happiest when she could be of service to them, and happiest when they were happy. They are her living legacy and a gift to all of us. Her wise, gentle, and loving sons, Ashkan and Aryan, and her radiant and beautiful granddaughters, Ayana and Aliyah.
O thou kind Lord, this dearly cherished maidservant was attracted to thee, and through reflection and discernment longed to attain thy presence and enter thy realms. With tearful eyes she fixed her gaze on the kingdom of mysteries. Many a night she spent in deep communion with thee, and many a day she lived in intimate remembrance of thee. At every morn she was mindful of thee, and at every eve she centered her thoughts upon thee. Like unto a singing nightingale, she chanted thy sacred verses, and like unto a mirror, she sought to reflect thy light. O thou forgiver of sins, open thou the way for this awakened soul to enter thy kingdom, and enable this bird, trained by thy hand, to soar in the eternal rose garden. She is afire with longing to draw nigh unto thee. Enable her to attain thy presence. She is distraught and distressed in separation from thee. Cause her to be admitted into thy heavenly mansion. Forgive her sins and bless her with thine abundant grace. Grant her the privilege of beholding thy countenance, and give her the chalice of joy and bliss. Thou art the giver, the glorious, the eternal, the bounteous. And thou art the all-glorious, the all-merciful, the omnipotent, he who is the bestower of gifts and the forgiver of sins. Abdul Baha.
O my God, verily thy servant, humble before the majesty of thy divine supremacy, lowly at the door of thy oneness, hath believed in thee and in thy verses, hath testified to thy word, hath been enkindled with the fire of thy love, hath been immersed in the depths of the ocean of thy knowledge, hath been attracted by thy breezes, hath relied upon her supplications to thee, and hath been assured of thy pardon and forgiveness. She hath abandoned this mortal life and hath flown to the kingdom of immortality, yearning for the favor of meeting thee. Lord, glorify her station. Shelter her under the pavilion of thy supreme mercy. Cause her to enter thy glorious paradise and perpetuate her existence in thine exalted rose garden, that she may plunge into the sea of light in the world of mysteries. Verily, thou art the generous, the powerful, the forgiver, and the bestower.
والله تعالی پروردگارا آمرزگارا نفس نفیسی به ملکوت شهود سود نمود و از خاکدان فانی به جهان جاودانی شتافت. مهمان جدید است عزیز فرما، بنده قدیم است خلعت بدی عطا کن. ای بی نیاز بیامرز و بنواز و به خلوتگاه راز راه ده و در محفل تجلی همدم و دمساز نما. تویی دهنده و بخشنده و مهربان و تویی آمرزنده و نوازنده و توانا. عبدالبها عباس.
O Lord, O thou whose mercy hath encompassed all, whose forgiveness is transcendent, whose bounty is sublime, whose pardon and generosity are all embracing, and the lights of whose forgiveness are diffused throughout the world. O Lord of glory, I entreat thee, fervently and tearfully, to cast upon thy handmaiden, who hath ascended unto thee, the glances of the eye of thy mercy. Robe her in the mantle of thy grace, bright with the ornaments of celestial paradise, and sheltering her beneath the tree of thy oneness. Illumine her face with the lights of thy mercy and compassion. Bestow upon thy heavenly handmaiden, O God, the holy fragrances born of the spirit of thy forgiveness. Cause her to dwell in a blissful abode. Heal her griefs within the balm of thy reunion, and in accordance with thy will, grant her admission to thy holy paradise. Let the angels of thy loving kindness descend successively upon her, and shelter her beneath thy blessed tree. Thou art verily the ever-forgiving, the most generous, the all-bountiful. Abdul-Baha.
O my God, this is thy handmaiden, and the daughter of thy handmaiden, who hath believed in thee and in thy signs, and set her face toward thee, wholly detached from all except thee. Thou art verily of those who show mercy, the most merciful. Deal with her, O thou who forgivest the sins of men and concealest their faults, as beseemeth the heaven of thy bounty and the ocean of thy grace. Grant her admission within the precincts of thy transcendent mercy that was before the foundation of earth and heaven. There is no God but thee, the ever forgiving, the most generous. Allahu Akbar. We all verily worship God. 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 Allahu Akbar. We all verily bow down before God. 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 Allahu Akbar. We all verily bow down. We all verily are devoted unto God. We all verily are devoted to God. We all verily are devoted unto God. We all verily are devoted unto God. We all verily are devoted unto God. We are all verily devoted unto God. We all verily are 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 devoted unto God. Allahu Akbar. We all verily give praise unto God. 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 Allahu Akbar. We all verily yield thanks unto God. 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 Allahu Akbar. We all verily are patient in God. 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 We are all verily are patient in God. We 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 all verily are patient in God. Baha'u'llah.
Hello, everyone. Usually, funeral speeches start off with, "We are gathered here to mourn the loss of so and so." But why should we mourn when we could remember and spread joy? I'd like everyone to leave this service happy and not sad, because if you knew Shahnaz, you'd know that she was always happy and never sad, and she would have definitely wanted everyone to be happy when thinking of her. I'll be completely honest, I've never seen Shahnaz, Shahnaz's granddaughter, I've never seen her cry more than 10 times, honestly. She was always happy, laughing, dancing, and spreading kindness through her actions. She had more friends than you could ever imagine. Like, this woman knew how to make friends. I remember this one time we were in Kelowna, and she was wearing a similar outfit to another lady, and this lady came up to her, and she was like, "Wow, we're almost wearing the same outfit." And my grandma goes, "Oh, wow, yes, let's take a picture." And they took a picture together without even thinking twice. But it's just those easy things for my grandma, and she could make friends with literally anyone. I loved every Friday night dinner with Grandma and every Farsi session I had with Grandma and every moment that I spent with her. Grandma's story will always be my favorite to think about. Her story is filled with so many beautiful characters and journeys, and I will never be ashamed to tell it. She is such a strong woman and so beautiful too. I loved playing volleyball with her, and who knew she was so picky about my playing, but she helped me get better, and that's no doubt. I remember this one time I was hitting on my net in the backyard, and to be honest, I had some questionable hits, but I made excuses like it was the wind or the toss was really bad. And she was like, "I'm not gonna believe that." She was like, "Nope." She told me the story of a dancer and how he would always excuse his bad dancing on the floor and say, "This flooring is so bad, I cannot dance." So every time I hit the ball into the net or mistimed it or anything bad like that, and I would gesture to the wind like, "Oh my goodness, it was the wind, it moved it, I can't hit that." Or it'd be like, "The toss was too low, that was not good." She'd go, "Nope, it was the floor." She would just remind me of that. So Grandma taught me how to be humble in that moment, and I'm very grateful for that. Grandma might not be here to watch me graduate or get into university or make new friends or actually watch me play volleyball well, but she did get to watch my first horse show and my first volleyball game and watch me accomplish new things and take my first steps. Basically what I'm saying is she was always there, and that's not a doubt. I love my grandma very much, and I loved her a whole lot, and I hope she knew just how much. I'm so blessed to have had her as my grandma, and I've met so many amazing people through her. And I've met a lot of people because she had a lot of friends. So I will always remember that. I will also always remember how my grandma would come to my birthday parties and my summer party, and all my friends, every single one of them, would call her grandma. Not Aona's grandma, not Ash's mom, just just grandma. They she loved to be called grandma, and she was a grandma to them. She treated them like her very own grandchildren. In the Bible, Paul's letter to the Romans has a special verse that I would like to share with you all. "For I consider the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us." Romans 8:18. This verse talks about the glory of God's kingdom, and it's all worth the suffering you're feeling now. I was reading the Bible the day that Grandma passed, and I'd hoped that a verse that would connect to what I was feeling in that present moment. And right before I finished the chapter, this is what I read: "To give light to those who sit in the darkness and the shadows of death, to guide our feet into the ways of peace." Luke chapter 1, verse 79. I was relieved to hear a verse like that, and it helped me in that moment, knowing that there's always light in the dark moments. We just have to choose to see it. So I'm about to end this speech, but I'd like to end with a couple words in Farsi. Madar Bazorg Man Torah Baraye Hamishe Dust Hoham Dasht, which translate to, "Grandma, I will love you forever. Your dearest Ayana."
I'm only just a little taller than you are. That was really nice. Thank you for sharing that. So I guess I'm here representing all of Shahnaz's friends. I was a dear friend of hers as well, especially a few years ago when I lived in Abbotsford, not actually that far from where she lived. So we were kind of in the same neighborhood, and she would walk over to our place. And I knew that she said at one point on her Facebook page that when her first granddaughter was born, that was like the best day of her life. So that kind of attests to her thrill at being a grandmother. And I was a fairly new grandmother at the time too, so a couple of times we took our grandkids to the park. So that was really fun to be able to enjoy that. The other really nice memory I have about Shahnaz is playing cards with her. Competitive, yeah. Very loving, yeah. Teasing, yeah. We had a group, Shirley is sitting over there, and our friend Rick, my husband Gordon, and myself, we met together, I don't know, a couple times a month at least, to play cards. And it was lots of laughter, lots of kidding, lots of fun. She was really a lot of fun to be around. So the song that I'd like to sing is called "Will You Go, Lassie Go?" Okay, I know that sounds like a little bit of a heartthrob, because yes, she has left the physical plane, but she's still here with us in our hearts. And so this song, it's about summertime. So I like to think about Shahnaz being in summer, being a young woman, young at heart, possibly dancing through the mountains around Shiraz. And in this song, there's reference to mountain thyme. Now, thyme is a herb, but there's also a Shirazi version of thyme, which is natural to Iran. I believe you say Avishan, something like that. And then heather is another bush that we have lots of purple heather around our part of the world here. So the song includes heather too. And so the lassie, of course, is the young woman Shahnaz. And I'm sure you can all just see her doing this. This is one of the songs that I've sang for a few other of my friends who have at their service. It's just kind of a thing that we can all think of because we're all together here with her in our heart. We're all experiencing similar feelings. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme blooms around the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower round yon clear crystal fountain, and in it I will pile all the flowers from the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the purple heather. Oh, will you go, lassie, go?
For those of you that may not know us by face, my name is Ashkan Golshan, and I'm the eldest son of our beloved Shahnaz Jan. And next to me is my younger brother, Aryan Jan. Firstly, we would like to extend our gratitude on behalf of the entire family for those in attendance, whether virtually or physically present, from both afar and near, in celebrating the life of our dear mother, grandmother, mother-in-law, sister, and friend, Shahnaz Jan. We know how moved she would be and honored seeing such a display and outpouring of love and respect shown in your efforts to be here today. When we think of Mom, what comes to mind first, and that which we miss the most, is Mom's gentle smile, coupled with her energetic greeting and characteristic squeal of "Hello, Azizam," often followed by her equally high-pitched, joyful laugh, a signature trait passed down to both my brother and I. Despite this pitch, Mom's laugh was never loud or demanding. It had a way of putting you instantly at ease, making you feel a little bit lighter, no matter how hard your day had been before. In every moment, in every interaction, she carried a gentle heart, a heart that saw with compassion, that listened with patience, and that offered kindness as effortlessly as the sun offers its light. It is a reflection of who Mom truly was: calm, caring, grounded in kindness and service to others and to her beloved Baha'i faith.
Mom was a lover of the Baha'i faith, and as a natural byproduct of her devotion, she had numerous friends. Over the years, both in Ontario, since our arrival to Ottawa in 1983, throughout the years further in London, Ontario, and then in her last 2 decades here in Abbotsford. Whether volunteering at Nancy Campbell's school in London, taking part at countless Llewellyn Baha'i Institutes in Michigan, and Baha'i summer school programs here in the Lower Mainland, the amount of Baha'i friends present here today is a testament to how strong her bond was with all of you. Sharing in synergy the love of Baha'u'llah and united in a common goal to bring peace to the human race under one banner, as it was intended to be. In those final hours while we held Mom's hand, we reflected on Mom's greatest attribute. While she had many endearing qualities, her magnanimity stood out distinctly in our minds. Her magnanimity was not performative, but was natural and pure. In a world where good and evil abound in unequal amounts, Mom represented the true arrowhead of human consciousness and spirit, extending her kindness, generosity, and forgiveness to not only friend and kin, as is common among our species, but to strangers and humanity at large. Her Facebook front page quote literally reads, "I love all the humans on this earth." We think of few people who really meant it the way the Mom did. She offered grace when the world often did not. Her capacity for forgiveness, for understanding, for seeing the good in others was her quiet brilliance and victory in this mortal life. Mom's request for her tombstone was to mention that she was a lover of all children. She embodied this sentiment in her early years of teaching at various levels in Iran, and subsequently having a multi-decade practice in early childhood education as a caregiver, both at her home and at various daycares and later years here in Abbotsford. She taught Persian education classes in Ontario, and most recently Farsi to her beloved grandchildren, Ayana and Aliyah, a legacy with which both my brother and I would wish to continue. She loved her grandchildren beyond measure, and the immense love that she possessed was magnified in them, through eternal echoes helping them to become equally strong, loving, and generous, empathetic young women. Our beloved Shahnaz has left an indelible mark on all our hearts, each of us in her own special way. She left this earthly life in a cosmic flash, through the portal of the 9th day of the 9th month in the additive year of 2025 at approximately 5:19 a.m. A channel of space-time opened for the briefest of moments, carrying Mom to the great beyond and the Abha kingdom. While some may see coincidence in this 999 portal, my brother and I see providence and are comforted to know her suffering these past few months has come to an end and that she is united with Baha'u'llah. I'm reminded of a quote from one of my favorite movies, The Shawshank Redemption, where Red speaks of his dear friend Andy, who has departed, providing analogy to the body as the temple of the soul. I paraphrase, "Sometimes it makes me sad, though, Andy being gone.
I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright. And when they fly away, the part of you that knows it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. But still, the place you live in is that much more drab and empty that they're gone. I guess I miss my friend. Mama and John, we hope as you soar high above wherever you are, that you continue to smell the sweetness of the moss and the firs and the rainforest paths that you so often walked, and smell the cool, salty air of the Pacific Ocean's blow over the sands of Tofino where your footprints lie. Mama and John, Shahnaz, we will forever remember you and carry in our hearts the peace of your immense kindness.
Thank you again for your presence here and for sharing this special time with us and the family. This concludes the service portion of today's events. We will now be making our way to Hazelwood Cemetery for the burial. That is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. There will be a procession. If you wish to follow the procession or otherwise, you're welcome to make your way there. It is about an 8 to 10 minute drive. After our time at the cemetery, we would encourage you and welcome you to join us here again at the funeral home at 2 o'clock for refreshments and some time together. Thank you again.
Just have to have your hand on the casket and you can below.